What if Asta was a swordsman? So he's still gonna have the anti-magic sword and stuff. I'm just gonna say because didn't have magic. He trained as a sword as a kid. So he's a kid and stuff. He grows up. He has a wooden sword, and I'm gonna say he's just as strong, maybe faster. He's a lot faster. Like, it's almost like he's teleporting fast. Wait, no. It's more like he's, like, after image and stuff. Yeah, after images. And his sword strikes are more precise and stuff. I'm not sure if maybe he... So, he still doesn't get magic. He gets the anti-magic sword. I'm gonna say he actually defeats the mage person with his wooden sword. Because instead of cutting through it, every time one of the things came, he like knocked it away. Then he does one of his moves. I can't really name anything. But he like hits the ground and it sends like a exploding attack. Not like actual exploding, but like a shockwave hitting the person off the ground. Then he like runs up while spinning and makes a dust storm hitting the person and hurting them. And that, I'm saying it's because he's such a good swordsman that even with a wooden sword, he cuts the person's chest with a swirl in it. Like, you know how the Rasengan leaves a chest like that, but like not that a dent, but like all over the body. So that happens. For some reason, the thing soars up. Because this is what if, and I want it to, just like a personality change will change the sword. I'm gonna say it's a worn katana. And whenever he gets the second one, I'm gonna add these new moves in because it gets stronger. So, he does stuff like that. Actually, give me 1 second. Look at my moves list. Oh, no. They fly, he trains, he improves on it. Nothing really changes, just like anime, just like the sword. I'm gonna say the swords, like, only change it by the personality, but the weight of it, where you still have to be physically strong to have it. No, where he can move around still as fast as he can. He's way strong. He's stronger in this. So, yeah, I'm gonna look at my moves again. So, his long range attacks is a shockwave to the ground. You can also, like, strike the air, send shockwaves, I guess. I'm gonna say it's like, you know how the 50 meters? Yeah, it's 50 meters. In his regular combat, I'm gonna say he does have a, little, what's it called? A sheath. But he does these combo moves aiming for, like, the limbs, the bodies, and, like, vital points. So it's like a hitman thing. So he, like, starts stabbing at them. I want to say the sword is not sharp in this. It's kind of like a reverse blade. Now if I think about it, there is an anime with a swordsman like that. And didn't he use a sheath in like the one episode? Yeah, I'll use combat with a sheath. Okay. Regular combat, he has this move where it's kind of like an ultra defense, like the rotation. It's like just around his body pretty much, where he like strikes everything around him. Kind of how Ichigo striked every blade down against Ruka's brother. Actually, more like uncle. And if you think about it, yeah, he is. She is. So yeah. Also, he does have a rising and falling attack, where he comes up, slices upwards, and slices downwards. It's still anti-magic also. He has this move that you can't really see. It's a quick slash. This is close range. And he uses his sheath after that to hit some. I'm gonna say he can use, like, I'll get into the specials later, actually. So they go, he still can't fly and stuff, so he goes there. So yeah, they go. They're battling. Okay, so he's like, oh, he brings out a sword whenever he like does that while destroying the wall thing, and he backs up where everybody sees that he's not just hitting it with the sword, and like swings the sword in frontwards, sending a slash, piercing straight through it like butter. And like afterwards, like he like puts his sword back in the sheath. He like takes it off the side of him. Oh yeah, he does see Yami. I'm gonna say he's strong enough to push Yami off of him and stuff. So he like strikes it. He puts the sheath. He takes it off and holds it in the way, and he swings the sword 7 times. I'm gonna say, blowing off. And everybody sees him only do it once. And like, there's 7 holes, and people are impressed. People are confused because he don't sense magic from him, but he still hit the thing that far away. And stuff. So I'm just gonna skip the combat because I don't really know most of it. Plus, he fails the rest of the stuff except the moving target because he just strikes the air once and like hits it with like strike the airs like 10 times. So we get to the battle. The person does that little thing where you're useless and stuff. So what happens is, I'm gonna say like he doesn't. It's not really a mode. It's like kill an intent. That's when if he doesn't hold back and doesn't try to kill anybody. So this time you've seen how they can see him coming up on him. This time I'm saying it's like the yellow flash where he instantly disappears in a blue blur. I'm gonna say he has to hold back on people without killing them. And this, I'm gonna say it's kind of like a psychic power. I would say like a quirk or something. I'm gonna say that his clothes actually turn blue whenever he does. No, his clothes are like black always. So I'm gonna say it turns red. Like his, I wouldn't say like physical traits. I'm just gonna say his shirt turns red. No, his hair turns red. And like his eyes turn red, and people are confused and say, "Is that his magic?" And he instantly disappears. So, and like he does the flying move. He slashes upwards without even touching the thing. I'm saying like the ultra defense thing that I was talking about because it's a canceling. So it like hits everything around him. Also, he's on top of the dome, so it hits the dude also, destroying every part of it into chunks. Easily. Like perfect squares. So the little thing, nobody picks it because they didn't see him. Yami comes down and asks him what was that red hair thing, and they're confused. And he explains where if he doesn't hold back for some reason, his hair, whenever he goes full out, his hair turns red. And like, it's not really a physical boost, it's just me going full out. And Yami's confused. Yami takes him, get to the black bulls. The dude does that baptisms by fire. He takes off his blade and kind of just like, I don't say because he doesn't want to underestimate them because they're in the place. So he goes into his red form. I don't say it's a red Asta form, but it's gonna become the black Asta after he controls his stuff. So I'm gonna say actually he can control more anti-magic once he gets used to it and stuff. So that's whenever I'm gonna change how his swords look. So yeah. So he starts striking. I'm gonna say it said he didn't have to hit him right, but if he did, that would be impressive. So I want to say that he like, just to show off, I guess, he like strikes every one of them down. People are impressed. And then Yami says, "Why did you destroy the trees?" And everybody's like, "What you talking about?" And like and he says, "Behind you guys." I'm gonna say they're in like behind the dude that's throwing the balls. Magma, I'm pretty sure, yeah, Magma. And like they turn around, and I'm gonna say like all the trees have holes in them. Magma turns back to what's his name? Oh yeah, Austin. And says, "That's impressive, but can you strike this?" Because his strikes are pretty much like unseeable, so he's like pretty faster than the ball. So I'm say what he does this time is that like, you know how big Zabuza blade is? Like transforms into that. You can swing this just like the regular sword. No, he like turns it into the regular claymore because you remember what it looked like. And he hits it, sending it straight back with like, because how fast he can do it, that was so easy for him that it sends it back in even more force. So yeah, he can transform it back to the claymore because I said so. So yeah, shows around the place. Magma does all the duties. He meets Noel. Noel goes and does all that stuff. He gets trapped in the water. I'm just gonna go over this. Instead of Yami having to like do that, he turns into his red form. You know what? Not even red form. I'm pretty sure he can do this by himself. But I'm gonna say he like jumps in the air on the trees and stuff, and like I'm gonna say he like does this technique where, you know how that ultra defense, but he jumps into the water, constantly doing that to go into the ball. Once he's in the middle, he starts spinning. Not spinning, but he stands and he starts stabbing everywhere while spinning. And like I'm saying, like, this is what happens, is that he like, it was kind of like a combo spell that he made. This is where they give the idea of a combo spell, and this is gonna be used with the defense barrier, I'm gonna say. Okay, bye. See you next time.